This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Hey guys, it's Alyssa from AlyssaNalani.com. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through several pages in a new journaling project I've been working on this month. It has quickly become one of my new favorite things, and I've just had a really great time sort of conceptualizing it and putting it together and getting it set up. And I do plan on working through this and playing with it throughout the rest of the year, so I thought I'd share it with you and kind of show you what I have come up with so far. I'm still kind of like going through the conception process, trying to figure out what I really want it to be as a whole, but I have enough to kind of show you what it is now. I do plan on working on this and kind of playing around with it for the rest of the quarter, and then maybe coming up with something that I can throw up in my shop on my blog and making it available to y'all if you're interested in it. But for now, I thought I would just kind of show you what I've come up with and how I'm sort of thinking through this journaling project. So just for a little bit of context, I have over the past few years really collected quite a bit of journaling supplies. I have planner supplies, journaling supplies, scrapbooking, whatever you want to call it. I have lots and lots of stickers and washi and journaling cards and scrapbooking stuff. And I just have this great big collection, and it's way more than I'd ever use in my planners. And I really love the concept of creative journaling. I'm drawn to it. I like watching other people's journaling videos. It's something that I'd love to do in my life, but it's not anything that's really caught on as a habit or a routine for me. I love the thought of memory keeping, but that hasn't been something that's caught on in my life. So I thought for 2021, maybe I should kind of approach it a little bit differently and try something that that I haven't done before, one, but also maybe that I haven't quite seen before. So I thought I'd kind of make up something for myself that, sort of calls to what I'm interested in. So I've put together what I'm calling the Live Well, Stay Focused Project Playbook. So Live Well, Stay Focused is the tagline on my blog, and it really is something that I aspire to every day. I don't live up to it nearly as often as I'd like to, but it is an aspiration for me. I do want to live my life well, and I do want to stay focused on what matters most to me. So that's why I wanted to kind of frame this journal around that concept, because it is so important to me. And then Project Playbook, because I do think of things in terms of projects when I need to get something done. And then Playbook because I know that a playbook is something that's used in sports. I think particularly football. Can't really explain how that all works because I'm not a sports person, but I do know it's used for the game of football, and I understand the concept of it. And also, I'm completely riffing off of CORI, the Reset Girl. She has an awesome brand and platform, and she has a product called the Crafty Playbook. And it's for scrapbookers and crafters who like the memory keeping and the journaling and all that kind of stuff. And it's just simply a lovely sort of journaling, scrapbooking product that you can use to your crafty heart's content, I guess is how I would put it. If you have not checked out the Reset Girl, you'll love her if you're into crafting. I have her linked in the description box below. I've followed her work for a number of years now and love everything she does. So anyway, I'm kind of riffing off of her because I like the concept of a playbook that you get to play in. But I also like the concept of a playbook that is actually functional, that can serve sort of as a resource for yourself. For my planner heart, I thought it would be kind of cool to put something together that was crafty in nature, but also functional when it came to how I visualize projects. So I love vision boards. I still have my 2020 vision board up in my office. It's not coming down anytime soon. I love looking through Pinterest and seeing all the lovely photos and graphics and things there. That really kind of piques my interest and gets me motivated. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool to put something together that had aspects of me as a planner, goal setter, goal keeper, tracker sort of thing, as well as, the crafty part of it and the vision board sort of part of it, and also a place to kind of like gather information, like cutting out articles from a magazine and those kinds of things that sometimes we don't actually have space for, but maybe having it all together in one place as a resource for myself. So that's kind of the brainchild behind, or the brainchild that kind of combines all of those different sort of concepts, if that makes sense. All right, I'll stop rambling and I'll give you a little bit of a tour. You'll see where I'm coming from. So anyway, that's kind of the name, or the reasoning behind the name of this journal that I'm putting together. All right, here we go. So what I've done is I have taken just regular 8.5 by 11, 28-pound paper. I've printed a dot grid on it. This dot grid is just something I found online. I have it linked in the description if you're looking for a dot grid to print. It's like the perfect size for me. I really enjoy using it. I can't remember the name of the site offhand, but anyway, I really like it and that's what I use. So I go ahead and I print the dot grid on both sides of my paper. And then I've made some little templates on Canva. This is from Canva and I just put floral stickers on top of it. I just make these little templates on Canva and I print on top of the dot grid. So I make the dot grid and then I print on top of it. And that's how my pages are done. This first page is my 2021 vision board for 2021, duh. My 2021 vision board. I did make it in Canva. It's super simple. It has my word of the year and then just some images that represent some of my goals for 2021. So I have that in here. I have it placed, I printed a few and I have it in this spread or setup. I have it in my Power Sheet setup. I have it in my growth book journal. I like having it in multiple places so I can, have it on hand to refer to. And then these next few spreads are for, well, let me just walk you through it. This spread is for my word of the year again, and then my verse of the year, which I haven't written down yet. And then I have a couple of spreads that have some prompts that I made for myself to just kind of work through what living well and staying focused means to me and how I want my lifestyle to sort of reflect that and how I kind of want to work on that. So to me, living well means, and then I have this little hexagon, this hexagon that I put on the spread to write down some thoughts there. And then to me, staying focused means, and then I have some thoughts here in this other hexagon. So again, I just threw this together in Canva and then I wrote on it. So super, super easy. If you've never used Canva, you guys, and you're not like design pros, like I'm not a design pro. I know a few things, but if that's not kind of your forte, but you kind of want some place to make some things, Canva is your go-to place. Link down in the description box if you want to check it out. I am a pro user, so if you use the free version, which is quite robust on its own, there are some things you won't be able to do, but it's well worth checking out if that's something you're interested in. So anyway, this next spread is, again, just some prompts that I made for myself. And so addressing my lifestyle, what it's like now, how I want it to be, how I define it, why I'm choosing the lifestyle I'd like to pursue, why I'm excited about it, so on and so forth. So again, just some prompts that I wrote for myself and I'm filling out for myself. And then I have this blank spread here that I have to work on. This is what I'm calling my lifestyle aesthetic. So this is kind of like a vision board that I can make for how I want my lifestyle to look, maybe even like a Pinterest board situation. So the things that represent how I want my life to look and how I want to live it. I don't believe in manifestation personally, so I'm not quite approaching this like, okay, I'm going to put the car that I want here, and I'm going to put the house, the dream house that I want here, because I think that, I can get those exact things if I, manifest it in my life and put it out in the universe. That's just not how I approach my life. But I do think that for those of us who are more creative and visual, to have something to look at and to focus on helps us to stay motivated and inspired to do our best work. And so I am trusting that God is going to lead me in my life, and I am trusting that He will answer my prayers in accordance with His will. But it's also nice to have visuals and to kind of say, okay, this is kind of how I would like my life to feel. If I want it to feel cozy, or I want it to feel sophisticated, or I want it to feel simple and minimalist, or, more, bright and bold and creative, or, those kinds of things. That's what I'm going for here. So I haven't quite gathered the images that I want for this spread yet, but I'm going to work on that here shortly. All right, next I have a few half spreads for rituals. So I want to do a little spread for morning rituals, afternoon rituals and evening rituals. Same concept. How do I want it to feel and look? What are some things I want to implement? Maybe even some products I do want to buy. I can put all of those things in these little spreads here. And then I have my 2021 goals, which I just copied from my power sheets. And then I use the same colors that I've assigned to each goal here on the spread as well. I left some space here on the side to put some more visuals when I find stuff that I like. It's there at the ready when I'm ready for it. But I did want to leave a little bit of blank space to add some stuff, whatever I find that I want to put there. All right, so next we have the vision boards for each one of my goals. And this is kind of what started the whole concept to begin with. I thought, I really love vision boards. Maybe it's not enough to just make one for the year. Maybe it'd be fun to have one for each one of my goals for the year. So I thought, let's go ahead and do a 2-page spread. It's 8.5 by 11, which gives me a lot of real estate on the page because I've got 2 sides, and let's just have fun. So let me show you what a blank one looks like. This is what a blank one looks like. I just have goal 8 vision board. And then I just write up here what the actual goal is. And then I have all of this space to play. And so this first one is goal 1 vision board. And then it's got my first goal, which is pursue Jesus relentlessly. And then I just got all my faith themed stickers and washi and stuff. And I went at it on the page and just stuck things around. A lot of these images are just things that I printed off from Pinterest last year and never used. And so I had them left over in my stash and I just popped them here. So Pinterest, 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 Pinterest. And then the rest is stickers and washi, along with a couple of journaling cards here, here and here. And it was so much fun. You just turn on some music, or you can turn on a show or an audiobook or a podcast and just have at it. And it's so much fun if you've never done anything like this. I loved the process. And so not only did I want it to be visually fun, but I also went ahead and wrote down some of my goals as well, so it'd be functional. So I wrote down my little short list for how I'm going to pursue this particular goal. I am going to pursue spiritual disciplines. I'm working on that. Reading the Bible all the way through. I'm working on that. Taking a few theology courses online. I'm working on that. There are some free resources for taking like seminary level or college level theology courses. I will link that below as well in case anybody's interested in that. And then my spiritual disciplines list for 2021 is here as well. And so I just had a really great time putting all that together. And then I went ahead and started doing it for each of my other goals. I have 2 more to go that I haven't finished, but this is what I have so far. So taking care of my mind and body, that's my second goal for the year. And again, I had some leftover images from last year that I added, some little short lists for things I'm going to work on, lots and lots of stickers, just little notes. In the morning, I want to wake up earlier. In the evening, I want to go to bed earlier. I've got a few fitness sticker books in my stash that I used. I have the wellness sticker book from Happy Planner that I used for these little self-care activities. And then I have just a couple of other random sticker books that had stuff that fit, like this little accept the challenge sticker. It had nothing to do with self-care necessarily, but I was able to put the sugar fast on there. A little journaling card where I wrote down some of the things I'm going to work on this year. And that was it. It was super simple to put it together, and I really love it. Next, I have one for my third goal, which is nurture my marriage. So I had a couple of photos of me and Steven. I made this little short list of things that we love. This was a little clip out from a magazine that I cut out and rounded the corners. I had a lot of leftover Valentine stickers from like years ago when Steven and I were still dating. These were leftover from that. And so, yeah, I just threw this spread together. It's not as robust as my other ones, simply because I didn't have a whole heck of a lot of stuff in my stash that fit in the theme. So it feels a little bit more sparse to me because the other ones are a bit more crowded, which I love. I love the crowded look. I love the sort of like the stacked look. So I didn't quite get it as much here, but I still really like the way it turned out. And it just has little notes here. This is just a little short list of the things that we are together as a couple. A few little things to do this year that we're going to work on, and a couple of things for myself. So I want to write a love letter once a month. I want to do a planned date once a month, so more than just dinner and, you know, maybe a movie or something like that. I want to do something that's a little bit more extra once a month. And then I want to take more photos, things like that. So that is what this spread is, and I really like the way it turned out. I love this picture of us. All right, next we have my self-development spread. So my 4th goal for the year is to pursue self-development, and I have a very specific list of things that I want to work on this year. So read 50 books, practice daily rituals, learn 2 new skills, refine my wardrobe, and play the piano again. So that's kind of my to-do list for myself for the year. Some of that is sort of vocational and career-oriented, and some of it is just personal. So I do have this checkbox sticker that I had in one of my sticker books that I'm using, where I can put a list of songs that I want to learn this year. I have been collecting sheet music for years that I've been wanting to play. I used to take lessons as a child and a teenager. I quit when I was a teenager. Worst decision I've ever made in my entire life. And so ever since then, it's just been playing off and on. And so I really want to get serious about it again. So I'm going to go through my sheet music. I got to organize it, and I'm going to write a little short list of songs that I really want to work on. Wardrobe is, again, another thing that I want to work on. I started last year and made some really great headway, but I need to kind of finish it off, if that makes sense. Get it to where I'm comfortable where it is. So I had some just images, clothes images, from stuff that I had printed last year, little clothing stickers, and then I had this little short list of features for my wardrobe. So I want it to be classy, simple, feminine, smart, vintage. I want to get lots of neutrals that are well fitted and interchangeable. Okay, so these are just a couple of things that I want to work on, and some of the stuff that I had in my stash that matched what I wanted to work on. And then over here, this list here is for courses that I want to take. And this is actually the perfect time to talk about today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. It is the perfect place to explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. And they have a plethora of topics that you can choose from, including illustration, graphic design, creative writing, marketing, productivity, entrepreneurship, and web development, just to name a few. And if you're a lifelong learner like I am, having so many different classes to choose from will make you feel like a kid in a candy store. Now, all of this is curated specifically for learning, which means that there are no ads and they're always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity leads you. And it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. All right, so you'll notice that I've checked off this first class on my list because I've already taken it. It was a fantastic class. I really, really enjoyed it. It was Finding Success Online with Kate Ahrens. I don't know if I pronounced her name correctly, but I hope I didn't butcher her last name. Anyway, it was a great class. I took lots of notes and I learned a lot. I'm looking forward to the next class on my list, which is Personal Branding, which is also by Kate. I'm looking forward to that. I just need to pencil it in my schedule. And then the next class that I have written down is Making a Living as an Artist by Brooke Glaser. I actually have bookmarked several other classes in my Skillshare account. I just haven't written them down on this list yet. But if you're like me and you're looking to learn some new skills or maybe brush up on some old ones, and it doesn't matter whether this is for just personal development or if it's for your work, your career, there are several topics that would, potentially be useful for your career, depending on what you do for a living. And so lots and lots of classes to choose from. Whatever your goal is for the year, I highly suggest that you check out Skillshare. It's a really great platform to learn some really, really great skills and different topics and things. I love it and I highly recommend it. So if you go to the link in my description, there's a great deal if you want to take advantage of with that link, and you can get all signed up and start using Skillshare for yourself. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I really, really appreciate it. All right, that is my personal development spread. Next is goal number 5, which is make our house a home. And this isn't necessarily the aesthetic that I want in our home specifically. This is just what I found in my stash and what worked well together on the pages. So this isn't necessarily the vibe I'm going for in real life, but it works here. So over here on this side, I have this little to-do list for myself. We need to define our home style. My husband has taken to making furniture for our home, which I'm loving. He's having a great time. I'm loving having some custom pieces. It's really, really great. There are 3 of us in the house. So my husband and I share a house with my brother. And so we've got 3 different adults here that have a say in how the house looks. So we kind of need to get that defined for us. I need to declutter and purge my stuff in every space that my husband and I occupy in our personal space. I have more stuff in our home than my husband does. He has a lot of stuff, but it's all his tools and things in the garage and at his job. So I definitely have more that could be considered clutter and potentially not necessary. So I have to go through all of my stuff, purge, just chuck stuff that I do not need anymore. I've done it here and there. I've gotten rid of a lot, but I still have a lot to get rid of yet. So I need to go through that process. And then I need to organize everything and then create rhythms. So we aren't like dirty, messy people. I do tend to be cluttered because I work at home and just because I tend to be cluttered. So I want to create better rhythms of cleaning and keeping things together and just kind of how I approach and live and work and do all the things at home. So that's something I need to work on. And then lastly, embracing seasonal decor is something I really, really want to be better about. Not just like holidays, because I love decorating for the holidays, but, you know, making the house, you know, winterizing the house, making it, you know, ready for fall and spring and summer, and really embracing the rhythms of the seasons in our home. So those are the 4 things that I have on my list. These are the areas that I'm sort of not in charge of, but that I need to work on. And then there's just a few little to-do items kind of scattered around the spread. So create quiet, lovely spaces, buy house plants, always buy the flowers. That is a personal sort of, am I still in frame? Yeah. A personal mantra for me, taken from Anne Bogle, who writes about this in one of her books. I think it was Don't Overthink It. Really great book if overthinking is something that you struggle with. I'll have it linked in the description box if you want to take a look at the book. But anyway, she talks about always just buying the flowers, doing the simple things that don't require a lot of thought. Just go ahead and do it. So choosing each piece in our home intentionally, creating a homey, welcoming atmosphere. So this is the like, these aren't the colors and designs that we're looking for, but these particular things are part of the vibe that I want to create. And of course, organizing all the things. Of course. All right, the 6th vision board I haven't filled out yet. Cultivating my relationships. Goal number 7 is grow my business. So I've got my business vision board. These are things I need to work on. So I've got a sticker here with a little list. I've got a journaling card with a list. I've got another journaling card with a list, and then a bunch of just motivational quotes and images that I wanted to put in the spread. And I love, 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 love the way it turned out. Love it so much. So that is number 7. And then goal number 8 is steward our resources. And obviously I have to work on that one. So those are all the vision boards that I have that are connected to my different goals for the year. Next, we have sort of getting into how I've separated this up by quarter and then by months. So I do have this little space here to write a letter for the new year. Haven't gotten to that yet, but that's something I want to do. And then I have just these pages from an issue of Magnolia Journal from last year. It was 2019. It was 2019 going into 2020. The winter of 2019, 2020. And this is just a reflection exercise that they had in the magazine, which I thought was really great. I didn't do it last year, so I decided to cut it out, pop it in here, and then redate it. I just had to write 2021 in here. And so, yeah, I've got that here to work on when I have a little bit of time. Great reflection exercise. So there's that. And actually, you can download this if you didn't get the magazine and you want this exercise, they have it on their website. So magnolia.com/magazine. I'll have that linked in the description box as well, so you can take a look. And then I just have a spread to write a bucket list for the year. I have a list of things. So I just kind of wrote down just things, things I need to remember, things I can do alone, things I'd like to learn, things I believe about myself, things I've lost and need to replace, things I need to quit procrastinating on, things I need to save up for, things that motivate me, things that relax me, things I need to do around the house. So if I have the itch to list something, I've got like this master list of things that I can make a list on. I thought that'd be kind of fun to have in here as a resource. You'll notice that there are several blank pages because I didn't always have something to print on the other side of something. So I have all this blank space that I will be using as I'm sort of filling this up. Okay, and then we get into the winter season. So I love this spread. I think I showed this on Instagram last week, and I love it so much. Y'all, I live in Texas. I did not grow up here. I grew up in the Midwest, in Chicago. And so I'm used to real winters the way God intended them, with snowflakes and evergreens. And, you know, it's just, oh gosh. I don't not like being in the Southwest, but it's just when it's winter time and it doesn't feel like winter, and then when the summers last forever and ever and ever, that's when I get a little anxious, or not anxious, antsy. But I figured since I don't actually live in a real winter, I thought I'd give the real winter vibe on these pages. So that's what I did. And there's hot cocoa here. There's a hot cocoa sticker here, and cookies and things here. Hot cocoa that I found in a magazine because I'm currently on a sugar fast and I cannot wait to eat sweets again later next month. So I definitely put that in here as well. So lots of fun here. This was from a magazine. These trees and this evergreen back here were from a magazine. I don't remember if it was Magnolia or Real Simple or Martha Stewart. I have a few magazines around and I don't remember where it was from, but I just used some this brown paper, which was from a cookie bag from earlier this month. And then I just had a bunch of winter snowflakes, and I made a little winter bucket list for the quarter. So I really love this. It's cozy and it's fun. All right, here we go. I have a winter brain dump page here, and then I have a master list for the quarter as well, ready to use. And then I have my little January spread. So every month is going to have this little aesthetic journaling page. So this is just kind of how I want the month to feel and look. And so I'm going for kind of this cozy look, because I think while January is often a month where we kind of want to get back on our hustle and grind, you know, when we're talking about goals and motivation and, you know, getting things done and all those things, that's important. And that is something that I've, you know, been pursuing this month. But I also wanted to make sure that I was making time for things like this. Take a bubble bath every once in a while, sit and journal and create, dream, be present, all of those kinds of things. So while I do need to work hard and do what I can with what I have where I am, I also wanted to just really make time and remember taking care of myself and taking care of my people. So I really, I love this. I love this spread for January. All right, I also have this currently page. Let me show you a blank one. So on the back of every month, so here's October. So it says October aesthetic. That's how the January page was too before I put all the stuff on there. And on the back side of each of those is a currently page. So I threw this together and just put a bunch of different activities that I would be doing on a monthly basis at some point during every given month. And then I can just fill it in during the month. So it's not necessarily something to fill out for a day, but just during the month. So I've really been enjoying that. And then I found this other little spread in a Real Simple magazine for self-care that I thought was cool. So I taped that in with some washi. And this is part of like how I want this journal to function. When I find a magazine article or a blog post that I want to print out, I can pop it in here. One of the things that's a little kind of difficult with this is that because it's on discs, spreads like this that are heavy, the discs could be problematic because these pages could easily kind of tear and be ripped out. So I don't necessarily like that aspect. But because I want to do stuff like add in pages, having the discs is preferable because then I can just add and remove as I want to and build it as I go. So we'll see how it works out through the quarter. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I'm not sure what the conclusion is there, but that is kind of part of the challenge that I am facing, but it is also something that is part of the function of how I've set it up. So we'll see how it works. All right, and then I've just kind of put together this little cozy worksheet, things that make me feel cozy, cozy activities. I thought poetry would be fun. I've got some poetry on my bookshelves. I thought if I, find some in some of the things that I have or something online, I could write in a bit of cozy poetry. There's just enough white space to do a little creativity on the page, which I like as well. Another thing I did was generate a word search. So I put a bunch of just cozy words, winter words, and I generated this on a free website online and generated this word search puzzle, which I thought was lovely. So I haven't done that one yet, but I've got plenty of time to still use that. And then because I love putting together playlists in Spotify, I thought it'd be fun to do like a little playlist spread. And not quite sure how I'll put it together yet, but I could either print out CD or record covers with some of my favorite songs from a particular playlist. I could write down all the songs in a playlist. I don't know, but I have a few of these printed out because I thought that'd be really, really fun. And I love the little mixtape here down at the bottom. Total throwback to when mixtapes were a thing. And then that's it that I have for January. Then it starts February with the February aesthetic page and then the currently spread, and then March and so on. So I get to fill each month with whatever I want in that particular month. And then I have the spring page spread on two-page spread. Wow. The spring 2-page spread, it's exactly like this. It's just ready for springtime. And then I have one for summer, and then I have one for fall. And then in between each of those seasons are the months in that particular quarter. And then here in the back, I just have some blank dot grid that I have ready to print out more pages. And then here in the way back, I have these goal guides from Power Sheets from Cultivate. They have several of them that you can choose from, and I thought it would be cool to kind of keep them in here as resources. I have the couples goal guide and the wellness goal guide, so I just have these popped in here in the back. And that's where they'll stay, at least for now, until I find a different place for it. But that is what I have so far in this little project playbook of mine. I hope that this was interesting to kind of see the flip through of kind of what I'm putting together. Again, I'm not sure all the other elements that I might add over the next couple of months, but if it's something that I figure might be replicatable, that's not a word. If I figure out a system that makes sense, then maybe I'll throw it up in my shop and y'all can have it as well. So we'll see what happens. I'm not quite sure. But in the meantime, if you want to put something together like this, make vision boards for your goals. I mean, do some fun creative journaling stuff that has to do with your goals if you want to. It is so much fun. I love it. I can't wait to do some more spreads for each month and season. And so I'll keep you apprised of what's going on between these two covers. But anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any ideas of what might be fun to put in a setup like this, let me know as well. Yeah, so I'll link as many things as I can in the description box. Most of what I find is on Pinterest. I've got most of my stickers are from Happy Planner, just magazines that I've got, things like that. My cover is the Martha Stewart disc-bound notebook system. And so if I can link that, I will as well. And yeah, that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you all later, and I can't wait to show you what else I put together here in the future. I'll probably do like a journaling video where I actually put together one of my spreads that is waiting for me. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens. Thank you again so much for watching. Thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and I will talk to you all later. Have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.